Mysteries That Refuse to Die, Episode 10. The Vanished Hiker, the case of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. Previously, on Mysteries That Refuse to Die, we searched for Jennifer Kess, a young woman who vanished from her home in broad daylight, leaving behind a mystery that still echoes through Florida. But tonight, we travel deep into the jungles of Panama, where two friends, full of life and adventure, disappeared on a hiking trail and left behind a trail of haunting clues that still defy explanation. This is The Vanished Hiker, the case of Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon. Years have passed, but the questions remain. In March 2014, two young Dutch women, Chris Kremers, age 21, and Lisanne Froon, age 22, traveled from the Netherlands to Boquete, Panama. They were bright, adventurous, and eager to volunteer at a local school while exploring the lush Central American landscape. They stayed with a host family, took Spanish lessons, and documented their trip through cheerful photos and travel diaries. It was the adventure of a lifetime. But just days later, it would turn into a nightmare. On April 1, 2014, Chris and Lisanne set out for a hike on the El Pianista Trail, a scenic mountain path known for its breathtaking views and sudden weather changes. They left around 11 a.m., accompanied only by their backpacks, phones, and cameras. They were expected back by evening, but they never returned. When they missed an appointment with a local guide the next day, concern grew quickly. By April 3rd, a massive search effort had begun, involving locals, dogs, helicopters, and even Dutch investigators flown in from Europe. 4 days, nothing was found. It was as if the jungle had swallowed them whole. 10 days later, a breakthrough. A local woman found a blue backpack near a riverbank, miles from where the girls were last seen. Inside were their passports, phones, camera, 2 bras, and $83 in cash, all neatly packed and dry, despite the tropical humidity. But the most chilling contents were in their phones and camera. Investigators recovered over 90 photographs and multiple call logs, painting a strange and fragmented picture of their final days. From the phones, investigators learned that Chris and Lisanne had tried to call for help multiple times, beginning just hours after their hike started. At 4:39 p.m. on April 1st, the first emergency call was made. It failed. No signal. Over the next 10 days, they made over 77 attempts to contact emergency services in Panama and the Netherlands. The pattern showed growing desperation. Eventually, one phone died. The other, Chris's, was turned on intermittently, as if someone was trying to conserve battery. By April 11th, both phones went dead. The camera revealed something even more disturbing. At first, the images showed normal hiking scenes, smiling selfies, lush mountain views, and sunny skies. Then, days later, a new set of photos appeared. 90 flash photos, all taken at night, deep in the jungle. They showed rocks, trees, a backpack on a log, and what looked like a torn piece of paper and a mirror. One photo even appeared to capture the back of Chris's head, possibly showing injury or unconsciousness. To this day, no one knows why the pictures were taken. Were they trying to signal rescuers? Or documenting something they couldn't explain? Months later, searchers discovered human remains near the same river where the backpack was found. Lisanne's boot with her foot still inside. A pelvic bone belonging to Chris. Fragments of clothing. But what unsettled investigators most was the condition of the bones. Some appeared bleached and clean, while others were still decomposing, suggesting different times or causes of death. There were no clear signs of violence, no bite marks, no fractures. Just the silence of the jungle, and unanswered questions. The case of Chris and Lisanne has fueled countless theories, none fully conclusive. Theory 1. Accidental death. The official explanation suggests the women lost the trail, fell down a ravine, and succumbed to starvation or injury. But this fails to explain the organized backpack, the strange photos, or the condition of the remains. Theory 2. Foul play. Some locals believe they encountered dangerous individuals in the remote area, perhaps traffickers or locals with ill intent. Others point to the possibility that someone found their belongings later and staged the discovery. Theory 3. Ritual or cover-up. Internet sleuths noticed odd symbols in the photos, and discrepancies in the phone activity. But none of these theories have ever been proven, only speculated. The truth remains buried under the jungle canopy. For the families in the Netherlands, the tragedy is unbearable. Two daughters who set out to explore the world, only to vanish in one of its most beautiful yet unforgiving places. Their story has since become a cautionary legend among travelers, a mystery blending fact, fear, and folklore. Each year, hikers still walk the El Pianista Trail, some in memory, others in curiosity, following a path that once led two young women into the unknown. They left in daylight, laughing, exploring, taking photos. But somewhere between the forest and the clouds, they disappeared. And all that remained were pictures, footprints, and fear. In the end, the jungle keeps its secrets. And sometimes, nature itself becomes the keeper of mysteries that will never be solved. Years have passed, but the questions remain. What happened to Chris Kremers and Lizen Froon? Did they lose their way, or did someone ensure they were never found? Until the truth emerges, their story will remain one of the most haunting mysteries that refuses to die.